mention hope, and Nadia reached out to me during the break just to say, hey, did the old hey tap on the shoulder, old school, right? To be like, hey, can I share a success story? And I was like, yeah, totally, of course you can. And it reminded me, I'm not going to put you on the spot now because I just give you some time to sit in that anxiety. That I don't have at all. But I'll give you some buffer time because I'll talk about my own success story, which is actually it's a bit of a laugh. Has anyone heard of the Equal Opportunity Commissioner?
Yes.
I want to actual hands so we can see. Not everyone, which you should all know about this because it's pretty important. The Equal Opportunity Commissioner is a public servant position established under state government legislation who is paid to prevent discrimination, including discrimination on the basis of sex, sexuality or gender identity. They have a reporting system where you can lodge a complaint about discrimination. I want to get a show of hands as to whether anyone has done that. Oh, 4. Cool. And I want to get a show of hands if you've ever experienced discrimination on the basis of sex, sexuality or gender identity. Right? Hello? What are we doing? I think in the last 5 years I counted and there were 40 complaints of discrimination on the basis of sexuality, sex or gender identity, which is not many. I probably can count 40 that I've encountered in the past 5 years. And so I was like, all right, let's fuck around and find out, okay? I flew with Virgin and went to put in my little details in the system, and it was like, title, Mrs., Mr., Ms., Master. And I was like, oh shit, what do I do? I don't know, okay. I was like, oh, I'll put a complaint in, let's see how this rolls, let's fuck around and find out. And I did find out because I actually got a response, which was pretty cool. It wasn't a great response, it was like, oh, well, shit, we're not doing anything. And I was like, oh, well, okay, but, and the commissioner was like, yeah, we'll write back to them. I was like, yeah, great, good. So it's still ongoing, but, it was a start. And so I tried again, because I had another similar incident with Westpac. And they were a bit better, actually. They offered me $1,500. Oh. And I was like, look, I'm not here to profit off my discrimination, but I got a great charity that needs some cash. So that hasn't actually landed. It's still in the process of being in the works. But I just wanted to, a joke, right? Because it's, there's a little bit of cash involved. But there are legal mechanisms in place for us to make complaints about discrimination that we can use and that can work to our advantage when we use them. And I want to encourage you all to go away and do that. And the reason this is a funny story, I'm getting to the punchline, I swear. So, we were a family over and they're Irish, so we were, we're on the beers, on the Guinness, I should say. And I said, oh, you never believe what happened to me. Oh, the funniest thing, I put in this discrimination complaint and they offered me $1,500. And my sister-in-law said, $1,500? She's like, shit. She's like, maybe I'm non-binary. So she put a complaint in. It was like 2 a.m, but and she's like, 2 months later, she's like, I never heard back from my complaint. I was like, well, it's a government agency, so what do you expect? But okay. And my whole family were there, and my mother-in-law was like, she's like, what are you talking about, this complaint? In a very Irish accent, if someone can, imagine that, right? And she's like, oh no, I won't try an accent. That was a terrible.
We're talking about this complaint.
There you go, Jason's got it, no worries. She said that. And I was like, gender, blah, awkward, titles, help. And she was like, I was like, $1,500, offer. And she was like, $1,500? She was like, oh shit. She was like, we should all put complaints in. So I somehow accidentally recruited my entire Irish family, which is about 11 people, to start putting discrimination complaints in on the basis of gender and sexuality, which is cool. I don't know, maybe something will happen, so that's fun. But like actually, if like real trans people do it, then it might lead somewhere. Okay, so that's the message I want to leave you with tonight. Okay. On that fun
QR
note.
code we can use? I kind of want to get in on this.
You know, I don't, but I will distribute it to you all via email after this event. Nadia, I think I've stalled enough. Or you can just tell me to skip you and go to someone else and I can come back.
I'm good to go.
All right, Nadia's good to go. Let's go.